Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you so much for clicking on this video and being here and chilling out with me as we talk about some Harry Potter news. So it looks like Harry Potter is getting a brand new collaboration with anime, a makeover with Detective Conan. So this is very, very interesting, guys. So let's jump into this article, let's break it down, and let's see what's going on between Harry Potter and Detective Conan. So this comes to us from comicbook.com. Harry Potter gets official anime makeover for new crossover. So Harry Potter has gotten an official anime makeover from the artist behind Detective Conan. So I have to say straight off the bat, I'm not someone who's read Detective Conan or has any kind of affiliation with the anime. I don't really read that kind of stuff, but there's probably a lot of you guys out there that are watching that probably are familiar with this. So if you're a fan of Harry Potter and Detective Conan, you get the best of both worlds as this kind of collaboration and mashup between the two mediums kind of comes to fruition here, which is absolutely great. So let's read some of the details. Harry Potter has got an official anime and manga makeover ahead of its special new crossover coming to Japan. So Harry Potter continues to be one of the biggest franchises from the 2010s, still making traction today. And it likely won't be long before the franchise makes its return, with new entries adapting the original books from the very beginning once more. But while it might be a bit of a wait before that happens, Harry Potter is still having some big plans overseas with a special new crossover with one of the longest running manga franchises out there, Gosho Aoyama's Detective Conan. I do apologize if I butchered that. Gosho Aoyama's Detective Conan. I don't know how to say that, guys. But like I said, I haven't read the manga or seen the. I believe there's a TV show of it as well, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen either of these. I'm not familiar with Detective Conan, but I'm always up for kind of adapting kind of content or big IPs into things we haven't seen before. Like they just did the War of the Rohirrim Lord of the Rings, the anime movie. Like even though the movie wasn't exactly the best thing I've ever seen, the fact that I got to experience Lord of the Rings in a different medium, in an anime setting, was a very, very interesting thing, a very interesting film to see from a fan perspective. And seeing like Harry Potter being adapted into an anime type of medium is something we don't usually see that often. So I think that's a very kind of interesting way to adapt Harry Potter into something new and fresh that we may not have seen that much of. So I'm game with it, guys, and I'm definitely going to check it out if I can when it releases. So Harry Potter and Detective Conan have announced a special new collaboration overseas, but while they have yet to reveal more of what fans can expect from the special new team-up, the first result of these team-ups has been revealed instead. As Detective Conan prepares for a bigger team-up with Harry Potter, series creator Gosho Aoyama, again, sorry if I'm butchering that, has shared a special sketch of Harry himself that puts him right into the wider Detective Conan manga. World that released with the latest issue of I don't know how to say that, guys, I'm really sorry. Issue of Shogun's weekly Shonen Sunday magazine. Check out the end result for yourself below. So this is kind of one of the sketches here from the upcoming collaboration. So obviously you can see here Harry Potter basically just adapted into an anime character. I mean, that's exactly what you would expect Harry Potter to look like as an anime character. And can it do well? Can it thrive? Can it still work and be still as kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Still be as magical, and can it still relate to people as an anime, turning Harry Potter into an anime? Or would it just feel like a kind of a magical anime that doesn't really feel like Harry Potter? I'm not really sure how this is going to work or how it's going to feel, but it'd be interesting nonetheless. So yeah, like I said, that's the sketch there, which is pretty cool. So let me just read this again quickly. So Harry finds himself put into a wider Detective Conan manga, released with the latest issue of Weekly Shonen Sunday magazine. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that's kind of the sketch there of Harry Potter and what he's going to look like. So, why are Harry Potter and Detective Conan teaming up? So, Harry Potter might not be guaranteed a money-making franchise as it used to be due to some of the reveals its creator has made in the last few years. I mean, that whole thing with J.K. Rowling, obviously on social media, talking about trans rights and all that kind of stuff. Whether you agree, don't agree, I'm not here to talk about that. But it has had an impact on the franchise, regardless of kind of where you fall on the political spectrum. But the franchise is still doing well enough for itself overseas. So the team up with Detective Conan might come as a surprise to fans in the West. Like I was just saying, it's kind of a refreshing thing, though, to see Harry Potter depicted in a different type of medium. As the series originally was adapted into English under the entirely different name of Case Closed, but Conan is one of the most popular franchises of all time in Japan. There you go. So it's really, really popular in Japan, and the fact that Harry Potter is going to be crossing over with it is great for the Harry Potter franchise. But as I'm not living in Japan and I don't often read articles or graphic novels or mangas from Japan, that's why I'm not really familiar with Conan. But like I say, a lot of you guys watching now might know what Conan is, or you might read it, or you might have heard of it, but unfortunately I haven't. First hitting the pages of Weekly Shonen Sunday magazine in 1994, the series has since gone on to great success in the last few decades. So, Detective Conan never really took off with fans in the United States, despite Case Closed having a prominent spot on the Cartoon Network's Toonami anime block. So, they tried doing Detective Conan in the US, but it never really took off like it did in Japan. That's just the way things go sometimes. Some things that work, you know, over in the East, in Japan and Asia and countries like that, don't always work for Western audiences. There's very different tastes between the East and the West, and the kind of the type of content that they consume is very, very different. And sometimes you take a Western, kind of franchise and try to adapt it into a kind of like an Asian market. It doesn't work. And sometimes you take an Asian franchise and adapt it for the Western market, and it doesn't work. Like what they did with Dragon Ball Z. You remember that Dragon Ball movie? Obviously, Dragon Ball Z is, comes from like Japan, and they tried to adapt it into a live action movie, like they westernized it, the Dragon Ball movie, and it really just didn't work. That's kind of an example of what I'm talking about. So, for one reason or another, the longevity of this series isn't really noticeable for fans outside of Japan, but at the same time, the franchise is held in very high regard with fans in the region, that it remains a key franchise that continues to take over the box office with each new movie that it releases. So, it's the one doing the heavy lifting here. So, that's kind of where it kind of goes. It goes more off into Detective Conan after that, guys. But we're here to talk about the Harry Potter aspect of it. So, yeah, I mean, over in Japan, Detective Conan apparently is a massive, massive franchise. And with every movie that comes out, it's been around since 1994, and it's gigantic, and it's really, really kind of in the zeitgeist over in Japan. And it looks like they're trying to kind of mold Harry Potter into Detective Conan, kind of manganize it, if you like, turn it into a manga, and have Detective Conan and Harry Potter crossing over for the Asian market. And this can only do great things for the Harry Potter franchise, to boost the Harry Potter popularity over in Asian markets, which I think is a great thing. And we have the first piece of artwork here, which is pretty cool. Also, if we go on to here, I also found this as well. So we've got this kind of poster here as well. So obviously this is kind of the Harry Potter and Detective Conan side by side. Obviously with kind of like Asian marketing side by side, which I thought was kind of cool. But crossing them over is going to be great. So if you are a Conan fan, a Detective Conan, I think that's how you say it, Conan. I do apologize if I'm mistakenly saying it wrong. I've never heard it be said. Harry Potter and Conan, put them together, and if you're a fan of both franchises, then there's something out there for you guys to get into. But guys, I throw it off to you. What do you think about this collaboration where Harry Potter and Detective Conan are going to be crossing over, turning into a manga? Do you think it's a good idea, a bad idea? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let me know. As always, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit that like button and become a subscriber of the channel if you haven't already. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I'd always appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.